So today, because we know you are leading edge creators, we can feel you're right out here with new thought bursting within this forum. Today we're going to find some new ways together of understanding how, yes, you create your own reality, and yes, there is no such thing as assertion. No such thing as assertion. There's only attraction. There's only attraction. So when someone is doing something and you feel like they're doing something to you because you didn't want it and you don't think you asked for it, and there it is, it feels like they in their wrongness are asserting something into your experience. But you see, that can't be possible because there is no assertion. There's only attraction, which means if you weren't vibrationally asking for it, it wouldn't be coming. So at most, what they might be is a cooperative component to just give over what you're asking for. If you feel vulnerable or victim or weak or something, and you're really feeling that way, then there will be those who will assist you in feeling more that way, and then you'll blame them. Oh, you made me feel this way. Jerry used to present an idea to us early in his interaction with us. Jerry and Esther were romping around in this city when they met us. It's a nice day. And some of Jerry's early questions, one of his big early questions was about this business of attraction. He would say things like, Abraham, I really don't think I expected that from that person until they showed that to me. Then after they showed it to me, then I started to expect it. But I didn't really expect it. And we would say, well, there was expectation on your part, or it wouldn't be in your experience. And that's sort of a hard thing to get, isn't it? Because it feels like people or things are happening to you, but nothing ever happens to you. It comes to you because of your vibrational state of being. So once you begin to acknowledge that there is law of attraction, and whatever is coming, you are vibrationally, let's say, it might be easier for you to hear, you are vibrationally inviting it. You're inviting it. You've prepared, over time of living, you've prepared an environment that does invite it. And we want you to understand that you don't have to invite the things that you do not want. But because most are not keenly aware of the existence of their inner being, who has remained non-physically focused, and therefore are not aware of this important state of being, because you are in your human form as an extension of non-physical, and because the non-physical part of you still exists and is actively involved in everything that you are about, you have the potential, in fact you often are experiencing what you could call 2 points of attraction, because there's the inner being part of you who's focused and law of attraction is responding, and then there's the you in your physical form thinking and attracting. And so you have these 2 vibrational points of attraction which equal what your emotional guidance system is all about. The emotions that you feel are your indicator of the relationship between what your inner being is thinking about, what you're thinking about, and why you're thinking about what you're thinking about. So when you feel frisky, when you feel exhilaration, when you feel love or passion, when you feel funny, when you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, that means you and your inner being for this moment in time are in agreement about the way you're approaching the subject that's active in your mind. Don't you love knowing that? But if you feel fearful or angry, if you feel revengeful, if you feel that emptiness that those emotions feel like, is because you're focused, you've got an opinion or an attitude that is not harmonic with what your inner being knows about you. And so you've got yourself pinched off to some degree, and you can tell by the way you feel how great that degree is from who you really are, who you've become. So here's how it works. You came into this physical body and you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and you launch these rockets of desire. And when you do, your inner being is there with those rockets of desire from then on. If you're not, then there's separation between you and you. So you see what we were talking about earlier? When you ask for something that your inner being knows to be in the process of becoming, but you choose to look at it as absent or not becoming, then you cause that vibrational disharmony. It's like a sort of tug of war. So we'll be sort of chewing together on what to do about that. I want to get back to something really important, and that's on the new edge of this leading edge that we are all a part of. Since you are out here on this leading edge, and since you are interacting with so many others, we understand why it feels logical to you to give them so much of your attention and to want attention from them. We understand why you want them to understand you, why you want them to get you. We just want to say something to you that might help. Nobody's ever going to get you. They're not going to understand you. You have come as this blessed humanity with such diversity. You didn't come to mimic each other. You came to be springboards to one another for expansion and evolution. Does that make some sense to you? So if you have what you think is the good fortune, and we see it as the bad fortune of having lots of pleasers around you, then what you've got are those who will do their best to conform to you. And what that does, what it really does, while you think it might be the answer to living happily ever after, what it does is it puts you in a position of replacing them, and we love them too, but they are fickle and inconsistent, of replacing them with your true guidance. You ever tried to please someone and you just finally figured out what they need and want from you, and then they change and want something else? Well, your own inner being will keep up with your expansion and your evolution. And so that's really what we want to help you to decide in a stronger way. We want you to decide that what's physical is wonderful, but we're going to be saying to you a few times today, and we don't mean to offend you, but it probably will. And that is, you all who we adore do a whole lot of humaning. You human with each other. You're humaning, and you write books about it, and you try to figure it out, and you take all the things that you're creating and you sort them into piles of right and wrong, and then you argue with each other over your piles. That's what we mean by humaning, where what you really want is to feel thankful and appreciative of every one of them for what they are contributing to the mix, because out of this mix you are coming to your brilliant and important conclusions about what you prefer in your evolution expansion process. And you, at all levels of your being, even cellular, are launching rockets of desire, and your inner being is following that rocket and focused upon it and becoming one with it and serving as a powerful point of attraction, so that cooperative components are being gathered on your behalf about everything that you ask for, about everything you want. And so there is this vibrational reality to this forming. You could see it like a baby gestating in a womb. It is a forming of your creation. It is vibration turning to thoughts, and thoughts turning to things. And you are a creator who has come to have the experience of turning thoughts to things. You're out here on this leading edge, where the most exhilarating experience that ever could be in all of the universe is to have exposure to life that causes you to ask for more, and have universal forces that you want to call God lining up behind you and helping you in the creation of whatever it is that genius and worthy and blessed you could possibly ask for. And you only get off kilter when you start asking each other's opinion about what's right and wrong, when you defy your own guidance system and try to please somebody else that ultimately cannot really be pleased in the long run.